Yo, yo, yo. What is good, everyone? Man, what a crazy weekend. Feels good to be back. Second migration cohort, almost 20 teams now migrating on the platform. Chris, how was your weekend?
What's good? Yo, busy weekend over here. A lot going on, but pretty excited to get these teams migrated. A lot of migration interest is peaking up again, so something to watch out for. But yeah, I mean, tons of reasons to migrate. Market's going a little bit crazy, but the work continues. So day in and day out, we're still going to stay focused on the mission here. So excited for these teams to kind of take control of their own destiny and get to where they prefer that they'd want to go. How you doing, Jake? You had a good weekend.
Had a good weekend, man. That was the first time I reset and unplugged for a few days in probably all year, or maybe since ETH Denver. So
are CEOs allowed to unplug? I don't know. You needed a little refresh, but it's see.
It's good. I've invited all the teams up. If there's anybody from a team who wants to come on stage that's not talking through the official account, just send us a request and we will let you on stage. Adam is doing some tutorials right now, who is our guru. I see now almost every team has had some migrations as well. People are off to a fast start. Pay AI with 4 million tokens migrated already. So
let's go. Pay AI. Good to see.
0.4%. Yeah, we are moving and cruising. I'm excited, man. Yeah, it's migrations are continuing to accelerate. People want to move all over the place. Exchanges are getting involved now. Maybe we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I would love to introduce all of our migrating teams. I do believe we have everyone here in some capacity. Pay AI, Naked Gym, awesome community. We have Sackboys who are rebranding to Memeverse. I think that's our only rebrand. Bao Bao is upgrading from OG Bonk to the new Bonk, and the Link Boys as well. 2 Radio migrations, 3 Bonk Fund migrations, and a lot more to go here in the future. So we'll start off first and foremost. I'll start off with Naked Gym, who was actually our first community to sign up to migrate. I was over about a month ago. What's good, Jim? You here with us? Connection might be off.
Yeah.
And say if you just want to hop back down and then just hop back up, we'll let you back on stage. It's probably X just doing something. So the Don says where to listen, here or the space. It's silent on the space itself. I don't know. Can people hear me? I think people can hear me. Pay AI. What's good, bro?
It looks like he came off mute, but yeah, maybe we can hear them. Maybe they can't hear us.
Oh no. Can you guys hear us? Can you do like a thumbs up? Anybody?
Space Nope said, yeah, if you could hear us on the space, give a thumbs up. All right, we got some thumbs up.
All right, cool. Awesome.
How about
Jim, you back?
You doing some thumbs up. Say hello if you're there.
Hey, that was weird.
All right.
We got Naked Jim.
How we doing?
We're back, Jim. What's good, bro?
All right. Hey, thanks for doing this. Just got to give you a massive shout out, the whole team at Migrate.fun, because, right from the very first time that I kind of reached out and inquired with you guys have been like nothing but pros the entire time. And it's been a pleasure kind of getting to this point, and obviously excited for the migration phase. But huge shout out to you guys. Your team rocks.
Appreciate that. I really appreciate that, man. You guys have all been awesome to work with. Just in general, talking with teams who are migrating, it's generally a pretty enjoyable experience. I mean, there's a lot of questions and stuff, but everyone here is generally for noble purposes, right? You want to continue growing the business. You need to make some changes. You need to rebrand. So it's always very encouraging to talk with all of the teams. I'll make some rounds right now. We got Pay AI back on stage. How are we feeling today?
All right.
Twitter's just rugging everyone today. What the fuck? All right, let's make a round. Let's make some rounds. Sackboys, who's rebranding to Memeverse. What's good, bro?
Hey, what's up? First off, thank you for helping with the migration process. So I guess I can talk about Memeverse a little bit. So originally what was going on with Sackboys is we were looking to really just try to add value to the project outside of the IP. And as the development went on for it, it started to get like more and more serious. And then we started to realize that being under this IP kind of only limited us, and we had to become something original if we really wanted to make this long-lasting vision. And what we're trying to do now is we're trying to build out a project that can quite literally last decades, that will cement itself as the crypto social MMO. And for those who don't know what an MMO is, it stands for massive multiplayer online. It's so if you've ever played a game like Club Penguin or something, that's an example of an MMO. So I'm really trying to build essentially what is the Club Penguin of crypto here. And maybe down the line in the future, a year from now, when things are more developed, maybe we partner with Pudgy Penguins. You see penguins walking around. It really does become the Club Penguin of crypto. Something like that. So we're expecting it to take tremendous amounts of effort to do this thing. We've already been developing for over a month now, and if you want to actually see our progress, there is a open playtest that is live. You don't even need to hold the token to get in or try it. We are partnered with 4 other communities right now. Those 4 communities being Bonkbuck, Stupid Enu, Wizzy Order, and Lizard. So if you do connect with a wallet that holds one of them, you can equip their appearance in the game actually. So that's kind of the skin model we're going for. We're not necessarily trying to create our own skins in the game, but we're trying to provide more value to these communities. So when we do grow and we do expand, the people who do love representing their communities can come on the game and do that. And to me, it's a very interesting concept, and I think Memeverse might make waves even outside of crypto. I believe it could show indie developers the potential of developing on chain, because right now the current model is these publishers definitely take a big cut of the indie developers' revenue streams. But under crypto, it's a different model where the developers can actually maintain ownership of their product. And then on top of that, like imagine if you bought a game like Call of Duty, right? And it was backed by a coin. If you bought Call of Duty and it went up, all of a sudden you can sell a portion of your game, make money off of it, but still hold enough to get in, stuff like that. And then if you want to share the game with a friend, you just send them some of the coin. So I think crypto actually has a space in gaming that has yet to be discovered, and we're also going to be looking to, push that vision as well with Memeverse.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for you guys to take the opportunity to rebrand, to build a social MMO. Lots of opportunity here, especially as the market corrects itself and everyone's kind of looking for new things to dabble in. And yeah, it's really, really exciting. So I'll take some rounds and then we'll return back to everyone and have a giant conversation. Want to get some intros in. And so we'll move over to Bao Bao, who's also migrating, or I guess upgrading to Bonk Fun.
Yes. Yes. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes. Thank you for having me here. So yeah, we will get an upgrade, right? So we have an old PA for Bao Bao, and we will get a new one, so we can get creator fees and yeah, have different possibilities to build the project further, right? So we want to do something like buyback and burns, and yeah, we did some donations in the past, so maybe we can integrate that too with the fees, right? So yeah, we are a big supporter of Buddies for Paws, so that's some kind of stuff we want to do. And yeah, so we are very excited for it, and yeah, a lot of things planned, right?
Yeah.
So we will stay on Bonk, of course, because yeah, Bao Bao is the little brother of Bonk. So of course we stay on Bonk, but we need that creative fees.
Yep. Yeah, there was actually, so last group, there was a project called Tilt that rebranded into Radar and implemented buyback and burns with their fees, and seems to have been going pretty well. So it's a pretty cool novel explanation. So one question here. So with Bao Bao, it's a meme. It was a CTO project from my understanding, and just going to continue to be presented as a meme project over on Bonk.
Yes, right. So we are a meme project, and yeah, we stay a meme project, but yeah, I think we take Bonk as a role model for Bao Bao, and we like the donation stuff and so on. So yeah, I think we have a lot of different possibilities with the creator fees, and yeah, so we can build the project properly. So I think maybe it's the migration stuff is even good for projects just to get an upgrade, right? So you don't have to change completely. but yeah, so the feeds can get it to the next level, right?
Yep. Yeah, we see this continuously with migrations. A lot of it's just rebringing awareness to the project, right? Because now it requires participation from the token holders, as well as outside speculators who may be looking for different projects to become involved in. So as we say here, migrations are bullish because now you're forcing an action for everybody to participate. I do see that there's a game coming here. Could you tell me what the game is that I see on the website?
Yeah, we have a small game. You can already play it. It's just for fun, so you can try to beat the high score on it. There's a leaderboard. Yeah, you can check it out. It's on our website, and yeah, we also got some donation links on the website too, which goes so you get directly to the donation side from Buddy for Paws and the projects they are doing, right? So for animals in need and stuff like this. So yeah.
Awesome. Bao Bao lives on Bonk.fun, launched on the native launchpad. I'm just reading from the website. Official little brother and best friend of the legendary Bonk dog. So very
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah,
to
and
see that.
you can check it out on it's the story of Bao Bao. You can check it out on Instagram from Bong's Instagram. So yeah, there is Bao Bao too on several posts, and yeah, so that's the story where it came from, right?
Yeah.
The meme. Yes.
Awesome. So now I see every team is on the board with their migrations. Jim is almost up to 100 million tokens. So what is that? It's almost 10%? Yeah,
Love
100 would be 10%. So cruising there. Jim in the lead. I'm gonna
Told you, we're trying to get to 60% day one. That's the community's goal.
Nice.
Yeah, it's usually the first day is the first 24 hours is usually like the biggest impact in the last 24 hours. And when we did our migration, we had 51%, I believe. I think the Zira team may hold the record for that. I think they got like close to 60% on that first day.
It went crazy. Zero went crazy. But yeah, so good to just see the front loading of these migrations so that nobody's kind of swimming uphill, as it comes down to the wire. That's definitely the best way to go. Looks like there's going to be a lot of success in this group.
Yep, absolutely. So we will make the rounds now to Link and Pay AI. These are the two teams who are migrating to Iridium Pool, and we'll be the fourth and fifth on the or I guess sixth if you include us. Just fifth and sixth project to migrate to Iridium Pool. I'll pass it over to Link. Love to just first say hello, and then also, you guys are on the board second right now, 6 million tokens migrated, and then just give us a brief description of Link.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. My name is Bobby. I'm part of the development team on Link. Yeah, so we started off as a pump token, and we had we got a lot of steam back in late January, early February.
Hey man, you're cutting. Is he cutting off, guys? For him?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Oh, try joining again. You got a bad connection.
We've had
Okay. All right. I'll try again.
Cool. We'll make it over to Pay AI next. Also, congrats on the X402 narrative that's really taken over crypto over the last maybe month or so. So right narrative, right time, right project. Proud to have you as a migrating team. How are we feeling today?
No.
Wow, is it Rug Fest today, man?
Yeah, it's been.
Am I better now?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Link is back.
This is an Elon problem, not a. Yeah. Okay. How's it going, man?
Yeah, I was just on I was on a space just like before this one for Solana, and they're talking about X stocks and stuff, and it was rugging a lot. So, am I good?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're good now, man. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'm Bobby. I'm part of the Link development team. We started off as a pump fund token in January. We had gathered a lot of steam. The token went up to 70 million market cap, and we've been a strong community ever since. And I guess we've been developing a platform for the last 6 months, and we participated in a couple hackathons, Solana Mobile and Coliseum hackathons. We also went to Solana Accelerate in New York City earlier this year. Got a lot of info on different technologies and whatnot, and integrated a lot of the different tech into an app that we're developing, which will be released to DevNet here shortly after the migration. And so we want to take the ecosystem and the community to the next level and bring utility using the using DeFi and using Solana. And so yeah, I'm super excited to be here, and thank you all for facilitating our migration, and we're really excited.
Yeah, we are as well. I'm browsing through the website right now. Take us one step deeper on the application itself and how you guys are gonna separate yourself from the competition on Solana, which is very, very, very fierce.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's some crazy and talented developers out in the space. Yeah, so over the last year, we've noticed a lot of fragmentation and problems in the Web3 space, especially running our token community. And we're having to use Telegram and different protocols, and having to go on one website and then going to another website, and doing all this organization and orchestration was really difficult. And so we want to build a platform that's kind of has all these elements connected together, so any token community can run their organization through the application. So anywhere from launching a token and launching liquidity pool to actually having utility for your token holders. So creating a social, decentralized social network on the app, and then a marketplace where processing fees from the marketplace will go directly to token holders, and token gated communities. So bringing utility to any token on Solana, and being able to pay and trade using any token.
That's the dream, man. Buy anything, sell anything, use any token.
Yeah, and in the future, we're waiting for Archium, which is a decentralized confidential computing network. We're waiting for that to get on mainnet, but we have the infrastructure laid out to encrypt the entire application. So we'll have private, actual private communities, private and token gated communities. So really excited for that. So more to come.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I just step in and just to add one thing? Sorry.
Please, Mentlo.
Yeah, sure. So I was just gonna say also to address the point about like competition. Like I totally agree with you. It's so fierce on Solana. But one of the things that we have here, obviously, after doing a lot of research, we found out that there are a lot of really, really powerful tools, but they generally always focus on one or two utilities, which is good and nice and focused. But what we have here is we have a platform that offers multiple utilities, gives any token infrastructure to just build everything they want in one place. And up until now, we haven't seen anything like this on Solana. We've done enough research to see, there's still nothing. This is still unique that, we managed to put all these utilities in one place and obviously make them all work together. Because you can have 7 or 8 utilities, but they're disconnected. But ours, everything starts with governance to staking to setting up a shop. It's all connected. Once you plug in your token, everything starts to work. It's like literally giving any token that infrastructure to build and scale. So I think that's our edge. That's our competitive edge. And that's where we're going to push on more and try to obviously, compete with the rest of the great builders in the space. So
Love
It's
it.
the best mindset to have. Absolutely best mindset. A little bit of an update here on some migration statistics within the first 30 minutes. We got Jim is at 11%. We got Link is in second place, I believe, at about 1% or 8 million tokens. I just need this website to load. Yep, 1%. And then, yeah, so everyone else is kind of at 1%. And then Jim just exploding at 11%.
Let's go.
Yeah, we will make
Good job, Jim.
yeah, Jim community. The one thing we've learned about migrations is generally the more the more pre-marketing and the more type of time that was given before the migration for people to participate generally comes with a lot more participation. But we'll pass it over to Notorious, who is the founder of Pay AI on stage. Do we got you back?
Hey guys, I think this will work.
Yes.
From my
We're back.
phone.
We're so back.
My God. Yeah, sorry about that. It's really good to be here, and thank you all for hosting this space as well as making this process so much easier than it could have been. So a huge shout out to the Migrate Fund team, and also a huge shout out to the projects that have already started to migrate and that have spoken already. Good job, guys. I think we're all making the right decision here.
Yes, sir. I would love for you to kind of explain first what X402 is as it's kind of taken over the timeline, and then just a little bit about how Pay AI's influence in that industry is continuing to grow.
For sure. X402 is what's called a standard, an HTTP standard. It's an initiative at the moment. It hasn't been standardized yet, but what a standard is, in like simple terms, is a set of rules that that participants, like your web browser and a web server, agree to for dealing with things. And the thing that we're dealing with here is payments. So 402 means payment required, and basically at a high level, it's creating a set of rules to allow for payments on the internet in a widely agreed upon manner. Right now, you have payments through credit cards, through banks, etc., but there's no standard defining how it should be done. And I think the reason it's a good time for this now is because we've got a lot of stablecoin adoption coming. We've got a friendly regulation. I think what you're going to start seeing is like USDC in everybody's bank account without them even knowing. Maybe like it might just say USD, but it could be digital dollars in the back. And with that comes the ability to obviously settle on a blockchain network, which is much faster than your typical settlement networks. Blockchain can settle like within a couple minutes compared to what banks do today, which is at least 1 day. And so that's the why now for X402. And then PayAI's role in this ecosystem at the moment is as a facilitator. So the facilitator basically abstracts away the complexities of blockchain for merchants. So if you're selling like socks online or something, you don't really need to know how to accept a USDC payment. It would just happen through using a facilitator like PayAI or the others that are out there.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, one thing, one kind of question I have is, so from this is kind of, obviously this is still very, very early innings, but there are big players behind the 402 payment infrastructure, obviously Coinbase and them. So it's a big, this has some real legs. My question is for you, like, as you're thinking about it from like a merchant's perspective, right? whatever. I have a Shopify store. I only want to receive payments in USDC because that's what Coinbase, whatever, for whatever reason, I want to receive it in one form of stablecoin, right? But we know like the AI agents and like people and just everybody, like there are hundreds of potential tokens that people might want to pay with, right? How are you thinking about that as a challenge for, getting the USDC on one side where you might have 50 different tokens on the other side, which the agents or people want to pay with? How are you thinking about that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. I think that's going to be, it's still early for that. But I think that's definitely going to be a thing where you can pay with any token and then the merchant can receive any other token. So like you said, you could be a merchant that wants USDC and I could pay with PayAI, for example, and it just works. And then the other thing is paying across networks. So again, I think all of this will just become abstracted away, but you could potentially pay with PayAI and somebody could accept like Clanker token on Base or something, and you're paying with PayAI on Solana, and it should just work. And so, yeah, that's a great question, and definitely where the space is headed to as it matures.
It's pretty cool. We see the internet as being so mature already, but something like a payments route was always intentionally supposed to be embedded into the internet stack. It's just that the technology wasn't quite there. So it's pretty interesting that we're still actually building out the internet, the native internet infrastructure right before.
That is kind of crazy, huh? It's still early. Imagine saying it's still early to the internet.
For the internet too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's super exciting tech. It's definitely still early. If people are watching and like are interested in it, it's there's still lots of opportunities. So I definitely recommend getting involved and educating yourself if that's something that interests you, and then starting to build. Happy to speak with anybody that's interested as well.
Awesome.
Excuse me. And that was the X402 bit. Also super excited for this migration. We're going to be recording a video as soon as the call ends and posting it on our socials. Hoping to get obviously as high of a participation rate as possible, and I'm fairly confident that we'll be able to do it. We're just going to have to be on top of these all these scammers coming out of the woodworks into our Telegram group. We're going to have to be on top of their asses.
Yeah, no kidding. Also with you, it was kind of interesting as you announced your migration. There was like 10 exchange listing announcements, which has made it quite complicated, but worthwhile as you kind of know that experience now, engaging with the different exchanges.
For sure. And
good.
Sorry, I will say really quick for anybody that's listening and has their tokens on an exchange, we've already worked with like Mexi, HTX, Poloniex, Bitmart, and a few others. And so, and if any of those names that I just mentioned are your exchanges, like if you hold PayAI tokens there, you don't have to do anything. They're not going to stop trading or anything like that. So it's just going to be a super smooth process.
Yeah, there are some we're still in, I just got a DM back from one exchange. I don't even know. I literally never heard of it. Literally. And I DM'd them, I don't know, a week ago, and they finally were like, contact the marketing team or something. I was like, oh boy, here we go. So yeah, some of these smaller exchanges, it's probably just going to be easier just to take it off but yeah, any of those you mentioned are good to go. Yeah, good challenge to have, man. That's when you're successful, when you're getting, I don't know, 10 exchange listings in a week not paid for. That's when you know you're crushing it.
Epic.
Yeah. Adam, how's the
how are you making the exchange things? How's that how make seamless with the migration? Sorry about that.
No, you're
Just had a
good.
quick question.
It's a valid question. It's actually something we've kind of learned along the way. So we've built 2 different components for exchanges to undergo migrations. It seems like, and no offense to the exchanges, but it's a quite different experience with every exchange that you're talking with. Some exchanges are demanding relisting fees. Some of them are just completely okay. Others have, multiple checks and balances or checks and balances within their political structure that they kind of have to go through. So for some exchanges like Mexi, they just participate in the exchange. They just basically pause trading, take the tokens, put it through the migration, and then claim on the other side. That's obviously like with the most ideal situation, but a lot of the exchanges do not engage with on-chain products for whatever reason, right? Kind of sounds counterintuitive, but it's just the way that it is. So we've built something, it's called an admin withdrawal function, which means that once the migration is over during that 90-day claim period, the team who is managing the migration itself, so Pay AI, if there's a team exchange who wants to do this manual withdrawal, which is basically like this, they want you to send them the tokens first, and then you'll send the old tokens, and then they'll send the old tokens back to be sold and whatnot, then that's the process that is there. Right. It seems very old school where these exchanges could just take the tokens and put it through the migration, but it's just not the way that the majority of them operate. So until we get them kind of all in line to participate, it seems like a lot of them just want to do this like manual process. And sometimes the exchanges take, up to 30 days after the migration ends to even participate because they have different reasons for all of the stuff, negotiations on the back end. It's I can't emphasize enough how big of a variety of interactions it is with all of these different exchanges. Sometimes it's really tough to know what their response is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, some of these are just, in my experience, not just with Migrate Fund, but just exchanges in general, trying listing and all this sort of stuff is just, many of them are just big bureaucracies. And so you have to go through literally layers of kind of groups or teams within the exchange. And so it's just a challenge, but we'll get through it.
Yeah, get through it without a doubt. So we'll see that process undergo and continue to build. And then from us, from the Migrate Fund, we got a lot of experience with the last group migrating 14 teams all, simultaneously. So I think we were able to add a lot of these kind of features that these different exchanges, teams, and stuff are looking for. No doubt in my mind, there's still going to be probably hundreds of small features to be added to the platform for whatever the reasons are. But, that's why we're a neutral third party rather than a native exchange migration tool, because we know there's going to be essentially an infinite amount of reasons. It's very similar, right? This kind of on-chain product is very similar to like a real estate deal, right? We're kind of, the Migrate Fund team's almost like real estate agents, and we're helping you buy your house, right? Or relocate your house to a new area. And with that comes, the team situation, third party handlings, whether it's like with exchanges or token supplies, past partners, kind of, whatever the reason is. And we walk you through all the way to the end. And then a lot of times it doesn't even end. Actually, we're still in contact with,
Totally, man.
With a lot of the teams, probably half of them that migrated in the last group, because there's the metadata was messed up and they've got to re-upload it, or there's issues with the claims, or there's tons of scammers that have popped up trying to either create fake Migrate Fund accounts, or they buy the tokens off the market and claim that they missed it, and they try to trick you, they try to trick the platform, then they try to trick the founder of the team. So we always just tell everyone that any issues, just have those individuals DM the Migrate Fund account, because Flaren, there's just an infinite amount of ways to trick people in this industry.
One thing, and I'll hit you. I was going to hit you guys up tomorrow, but since it got you on I think everybody's here on the space.
Yeah, everyone's here.
One thing that we advise is from the main account, right? Your main project account. And I'll DM you the kind of language to use and stuff, but basically you're going to begin DMing every single person who's ever DM'd your project. And it's pretty fast. You know, you can do in an hour, you can do 30, 40 DMs as long as you kind of structure it right. But this is a great way to ensure that you get basically 100% participation from anybody who's ever interacted with your project. You just don't want to leave any stragglers, and you don't want to have anybody be like, wait a minute, I bought this, 8 months ago. I was even talking with you in DMs. We were friends, right? You want to make sure everybody who's in your DMs you're taking care of. And I know I see like the Project 89 team in the audience. I know they did this. They set team members off to do this. It was quite a bit of work, a substantial amount of work, but it's work that's going to be rewarded and help ensure that your community, even if they're kind of forgotten about you, you bring them back into the fold and they take part in the migration and stuff. So we got more stuff. In other words, get ready to work this week, man. This is going to be a fun week.
Well, Adam, you just tested all 5 migrations. I saw
All
you put
worked,
the chat. All worked pretty well. Simple, straight to the point.
I'm going to do on mobile device after the call. Do some more how-tos just on mobile, just to make sure. But I don't think we haven't gotten any kind of DMs or anything yet, so it seems to be working fine.
Let's go.
Yeah, and if there's anyone in the crowd from any of the communities that has questions, you could just feel free to hop on stage or any of the teams, or just shoot us a DM. Again, there's always an infinite amount of questions.
I mean,
the same.
Most common, just so you know, the most common problem when people are like, the migration's not working for me, is they don't have any SOL in their wallet. Like you need like $5 of SOL, or it probably takes 50 cents to do the migration, but you need a little bit of SOL in your wallet. So that's the first question you ask. If somebody hits you up on DMs like, man, it's not working. Hey, man, do you have any SOL in that wallet? Right? That's the first question. That takes care of 90% of the problems.
Yeah, it's interesting because on Solana, there's an architecture thing that's called rent, which is not prevalent in EVM, which is like if your wallet, if this wallet is the first time that's ever touching this new token, you essentially have to pay rent to open the account. It's like this on a few other chains, but it's not like it on Solana. So yeah, generally say have 0.05 Solana in the wallet to claim because of this thing called rent, which is also kind of variable based off of the flow of I guess you'd say market activity on the chain. So
the next thing is they're not in the right wallet that actually has the tokens. Like this is the great one, right? They have their Pay AI in one wallet, but then they connect a completely separate wallet to the Migrate Fund account. And they're like, why won't it work? And it's just, it's usually like the most simple stuff is the reason why, the migration fails. So keep that in mind if people reach out to you. And actually the best thing to do, just tell them to DM the Migrate Fund account and we'll take care of these guys for you.
Yeah. And worst case scenario, if there is an issue with the migration, with the claims, the user or team member has these tokens locked in a wallet that's across the world, buried treasure, and they have to go scuba diving to go get their private key to the wallet. It can always be dealt with later after the claims, right? Because after the 90-day claim period, all unclaimed tokens will be returned to the team, as well as any remaining Solana for XYZ reason. And so you can always just say, hey, it's going to take you 5 months to go, find that treasure chest. So just follow up with me later, and then we can just kind of manually redeem your tokens and go after it that way.
Hey guys, quick question.
Sure.
For any technical issues that come up where the team can't, oh my God, excuse me, can't figure it out, and we do need to reach out to you. Is that via, do you want us to do that DMs via X or through Telegram?
Yeah, so for all the teams, you could just DM us in the Telegram chat that we have set up. That's the fastest. For any of the retail users or token holders, just have them DM the Migrate Fund account. It's just a little bit better tracking when people are messaging on Twitter versus Telegram, because Telegram is just full of scammers.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Much easier. And there hasn't been anything that we haven't really been able to figure out yet. There are a few issues related to late claims and Soulflare wallet, which the team is still kind of working through, but I would say 99% of things have been solved.
Yeah, definitely
up until this point.
The best route is Phantom Wallet. on desktop or laptop, kind of trying to avoid mobile. But Phantom Wallet is best. So if you want to give recommendations to all of the community members, and it's just cool to see the diversity in this group. From heavy tech to full on meme to entertainment and everything in between. This is just kind of like a microcosm and showcases how many different reasons and just a variety of people that will want and do want to migrate, which is cool. And another thing that teams often talk about is trying to get the timing perfectly. And it's impossible to time it perfectly. But I mean, a week ago, maybe some teams here wouldn't have thought that this would have been the perfect time to migrate, but it actually ended up being a great time to migrate because the market took a little bit of a hit. There's a little bit of variance, across the board for every token in the market. And so, by the time that the market's ready to recover, basically every team here is going to be on their way to a new token, ready for a fresh start. So, you kind of have all these different questions going into these migrations, and you're trying to do everything completely perfectly, as everyone always wants to do. But so many of these things are out of your hands. So there's never a right or a wrong time to migrate, but sometimes you guys get lucky like you guys did. And, by the time that the market turns around, you guys are going to be where you were looking to go. So pretty exciting times for you.
Yeah, if anyone is migrating on mobile, you just have to remember this is the biggest issue. You have to remember to do it through the Phantom mobile app itself and not through the browser. So instead of going through Safari or Google Chrome or Brave or whatever you're using, you download the Phantom app, and inside the Phantom app has its own mobile browser to use. I actually wasn't even aware of that until we did our first migration group. So very common issue that people will ask about related to mobile is they need to use the Phantom app itself and not the browser app. When will that ever be figured out? I don't know. But but Phantom basically created their own mobile experience because they're basically assuming that it's never going to be figured out. So
yeah, I'll actually pin one of those up top so everybody can see what it looks like.
Yeah. And then for those who are maybe new to the experience or to the migration experience, basically what happens once the migration ends. So let's say the migration ends. I think the first team to finish will be the gym team. Yeah. So Jim's on for 1 week. And then we have Link and PayAI are doing 2-week migration. Baobao's doing 3 weeks and Memeverse is doing 4 weeks. So we got quite a variety. So Jim will be first through the door. Migration will end 7 days from now. Then the gym team will go through our team dashboard and basically go through a series of transactions. It's about 5, I think, signatures related to taking a snapshot of those who missed the migration to then setting up doing the final swap, right? So taking all of the gym tokens that were turned in, selling that, recovering the Solana from the old LP. Then they will set the market cap of the new token, deploy the LP, and then open up claims. But we will be on a call with the gym team to walk through it. So just know that for those holders who are trying to time the market for speculative reasons or whatever the reason may be, just know that it's on the team to do that. And the reason why we left that is for some teams in the past, they've said that they don't want the new token to start immediately. They wanted to do it under their own terms because there's more marketing preparation that had to go into the play, or exchanges or kind of whatever the variables are. So yeah, it'll be on the team to kind of deploy that when they are ready. But it can be done as soon as pretty much a few seconds after the migration's done. Just a handful of questions. Excuse me. Without that, if there's anyone who has questions, we will let you on stage. I'll let a few people on stage who seems like are requesting. So if there's any questions, just go ahead and raise your hand. I'll also check the spaces underneath to see if there are any requests. Adam, is there anything else that comes to mind?
I think we're good to go. Justin just came up. Justin, do you have a question?
Yeah, I did the migration and it said it was complete and it gave me like a transaction ID and I don't know how do I redeem? Where do I look?
You're good. Good question. That's actually a really good question. So what you've done, did you see like an MFT token in your wallet? Did you see anything like that?
I didn't see it.
Okay.
But I don't really know where to
there.
look either.
Yeah, don't worry
Okay.
about it. I'll actually pin up top a how-to. Sometimes like Phantom will hide tokens that it doesn't recognize. Basically, what we do is the migration. You're trading your old tokens for basically a receipt. It's a MFT token, a migrate fund token. So the MFT
Okay.
is now in your wallet, and at the end of the migration, you're going to come back and you're going to burn that MFT token for the brand new token. So you did everything right for sure, but sometimes that's hidden. Give me a second; I'll pin it up top on how to unhide those in the wallet.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a good question. And the reason why we do the MFT is for a few reasons. One of it is that we do it on chain. Just as a company wise, our philosophy is to do as many things on chain if it's available, so that it is a little bit more secure. The MFT is valueless essentially. I mean, people could build derivatives and stuff if they wanted to, but have not seen that yet. But also, we didn't want to hand out the new tokens until the LP's deployed, right? So if we handed you the whichever token it was that you're migrating and the LP wasn't deployed, then basically someone is going to go and set up a rogue LP and basically determine the price of the token. So the team will open up the claims. It just makes it for a much better experience, less manipulation. The MFT is essentially valueless, but Phantom or Soulflare will generally hide these immediately. But if you go to I think it's like the 3 dots in the corner of the wallet, you can click on hide, right?
I just posted it up top, man, so you can check it out up there.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Team members too. You might want to bookmark that one because that is it totally depends on the wallet. And there's no like set way. Most of them show up immediately, but sometimes not. So good to have that just to pass to people if they run into that issue.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. And then an update on where we're at with the migrations itself. So Jim's almost to 20% within the first hour. Yeah, you guys are cruising. Gym community.
That gym community is super active. So
yeah, you guys were great. So Jim is sitting at 19.3%. Memeverse crossing 10% over or 11%, 11.1% with the Sack Boys. Pay AI sitting at 0.3%, Bao at 0.3%, and Link at 0.1%. I know with Pay AI, I know a lot of the tokens are on different exchanges. And also it's just important to have, it's why you do 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Allows people to participate. You could go shoot out all the different DMs, tag people, everything, so on and so forward. So if there's no other questions, maybe we'll just wrap it up here. Pretty clean, pretty smooth so far. Jim at 19.7%, absolutely cruising. So good job to you guys. Also shout out to Link, Pay AI, Memeverse, which is formerly Sackboys and Bao for participating in this second ever migration cohort. We are honored to host you guys as we build out this migration experience from something that was socially questionable, I guess, maybe 4 months ago, to now just everyone wants to do migrations all over the place. So kind of cool, allowing creators choice to basically remove the training wheels or move to different launch pads that's best fitting for their vision of what the project and what the community wants. If there are no other questions, we will wrap it up here. If there are any errors, issues, or just comments from token holders, please just DM the Migrate Fun account. You can also just follow it. It's on stage, migrate.fun. Follow that account, stay up to date with everything that we're doing, as well as follow all of the awesome teams who are migrating on stage with Pay AI, Sackboys, Naked Jim, Bao, and Link. These guys have put tons of work and tons of thought into this. It's not just a simple process. We do always tell these teams that migrate with us to kind of slow down a little bit in the process, take 2 to 4 weeks prior to the migration starting so that everyone is on board. All of these teams totally agreed and is following through. And that's where you see the variation of timetables for these different migrations going from 1 week all the way up to 4 weeks. We'll be here every step of the way. Congrats to everybody And look at the Migrate Fund account for a lot of tutorials. We will be sending it to the team, as well as I think Adam's probably going to spend all day doing a million tutorials as the tutorial king. Chris, any final thoughts?
No, just, overly communicate to everyone, make sure that everyone is as aware as possible. Let's make sure that no one's left behind that doesn't need to be. And, don't be afraid to ask questions. So we're available. Feel free to DM any of us. Feel free to DM the Migrate Fund account. Feel free to DM your community leads. But, let's try and make this as seamless as possible. Make sure we have max transparency. We're going for, max participation on all of these tokens and all these communities. So it's really meant to be a community-driven event. And so let's really just work together over these next few weeks and make sure that we can get everyone over there safely and accordingly.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Everyone, make sure you're following all the awesome people on stage. Follow the Migrate Fund account and stay in tune. Lots of stuff coming. Congrats to everyone on making this step to the next transition. And migration is bullish. Until then, everyone have a fun and safe Tuesday, and we'll talk soon.
Later, guys.
Let's go. Take care, guys.
Thank you
Talk
guys
soon.
so much.